Good evening. We begin with breaking news at 11. Buffalo Fire hazmat crews are on the scene of a gas leak at a gas station in the University Heights neighborhood. News 4's Shannon Smith joins us live from the scene. She's gathering the latest information on this breaking story. Shannon, what can you tell us so far?
Yeah, Callan, not much information at this point, but I am here on the corner of Main and Winspear Avenue. This Mobil gas station behind me has been shut down, and it has been closed pretty much for the last hour and a half. The latest information that we have right now is that hazmat teams are here and that they're just monitoring an underground gas leak. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see still a lot of action here as far as a lot of police cars, a couple of fire trucks as well. Now, we did see a lot of firefighters kind of moving around, checking some of the manholes at the gas station here, but so far they have just decided to kind of wait a little bit. I know they're still just trying to gather their information, but that's kind of the latest information that we have at this point. We are hoping to hear the latest as far as we don't know if this is really dangerous or if there's any chances of fumes leaking out or anything like that. They did push media back to the other side, but at this point, that's really all that they've told us. They have taped off the gas station here, and also, as you can see, Winspear has been closed off. Now we just saw a Buffalo Fire Department truck just pull up as well. We will continue to bring you the latest developments as this story develops. We will do so on air and also online. For now, live on Main and Winspear, Shannon Smith, News 4.
Thank you, Shannon. As she says, you can always visit WIVB.com for the latest details on this breaking story. Also developing in Buffalo tonight, an NFTA transit police officer was involved in a two-car crash this evening. An NFTA spokesperson tells us it happened around 6 o'clock tonight at Summer and Best Streets. This is what the scene looked like when our photographer arrived. It's unclear how the crash happened, but we do know one vehicle was a transit police canine cruiser. The driver of the other car was taken to the hospital for observation. The canine officer was not. No serious injuries were reported. The crash is still under investigation. We're also working to learn more details about a house fire in Buffalo. The fire broke out sometime after 8 o'clock this evening at a home on 7th Street. We are working to find out if anyone was inside the home and if there were any injuries.
You're charged with one count of intentional murder, contrary to Penal Law 12525, Subdivision 1. It is an A felony.
A Buffalo man accused of shooting and killing another man in Allentown has been charged with first-degree murder. 37-year-old Salim Merakeb was shot and killed outside of Frizzy's bar on November 3rd after a fight escalated. The victim's father calls it an act of senseless violence. Today, the gunman, 30-year-old Jeremy Wright, was arraigned for the crime. News 4's Marissa Perlman takes us inside the courtroom for the suspect's first appearance.
See the face of the man, the young man that killed my son. I wanted to see him.
Fred Merakeb sits in court facing 30-year-old Jeremy Wright for the first time. Wright is accused of shooting and killing Merakeb's son Salim after a fist fight turned deadly.
It does seem like it was just a ridiculous altercation. Somebody said something, it turned into a street fight, and unfortunately, as we've seen all too often, it elevated to the level of a tragedy.
Police say an altercation between Wright and Merakeb escalated on November 3rd. That's when police believe Wright got a gun and shot the victim multiple times. Police credit their Safe Cam program and the public for information leading to this arrest.
It really does play a key role in helping to, if not necessarily solve a crime, to start putting pieces together so our detectives can work off of it.
Wright now faces a felony first-degree murder charge and will remain in city jail without bail until his next court appearance.
For the guy to go get a gun and shoot him in the back, the bullet hit his iliac artery.
Merakeb was 37 years old and leaves behind 2 kids, someone his father describes as a kind-hearted person and a great dad.
He cared about people. He would never hurt anybody intentionally. He was just a good person.
Fred Merakeb calls the suspect a coward and says losing his son was a senseless act of violence.
No parent should ever have to bury their own child, I think that's the worst thing. I just can't imagine never seeing my son again for the rest of my life.
Reporting in Buffalo, Marissa Perlman, News 4.
Across the country, people are honoring and celebrating the men and women who have served our country. Today is Veterans Day. A Lockport woman is showing support for soldiers overseas by stuffing stockings to send them this holiday season. She plans to send about 5,000 stockings, but now she needs your help getting them there. News 4's Shannon Smith filed this report earlier this evening.
From cards and candy to tools and games, each one of these holiday stockings are stuffed with something different.
Lifts their spirits and puts a smile on their face.
Teresa Manna hopes it'll bring some holiday cheer to the men and women fighting overseas.
We're so thankful for what we have, and we're thankful to these men and women.
She's been making them since 2010 as part of her project called USSS, United Stockings for Sailors and Soldiers. Her daughter was stationed in Iraq at the time and told her about how many soldiers don't receive gifts during the holidays.
There was a soldier over there that hadn't received any packages or mail and he'd been there for 3 tours. And it made me cry. How can I sit under my Christmas tree opening presents when there's somebody putting their life on the line for me and get nothing?
Hundreds of stockings are already stuffed, packed, and ready to go. But now she needs a U-Haul truck to get them to the U.S. Naval Base in Virginia by next week. U.S. carrier ships will help deliver them to soldiers in 7 different countries.
We have the donations, and now it's just a matter of getting them there. Otherwise, it's going to cost us thousands of dollars to ship them.
Something Manna says she can't afford. She says these simple stockings deliver a message of home and hope.
It keeps them focused. And we want to keep them out of harm's way. We want our soldiers to come home.
Shannon Smith, News 4.
If you are interested in helping her efforts, we are posting all of the information you need to know on our website, WIVB.com. Governor Andrew Cuomo has signed a new law to help veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. He made the announcement earlier today. The bill will add PTSD as a qualifying condition for New York's medical marijuana program. Cuomo says this could help 19,000 New Yorkers with PTSD.
Many of our veterans are suffering from PTSD, and the medical community has determined that marijuana can be a helpful treatment in some areas. And part of our commitment to do everything we can do, if there are veterans who are suffering and we can make a treatment available, we want to.
Governor Cuomo also announced a new series of license plates today called the Honor Series. The new plates will be available for each of the 5 branches of the armed services. A Hamburg man faces several charges after police say he hit a light pole with his car and then dragged it several miles. Police say around 9:45 last night, Raymond Duggan hit a 25-foot light pole at Cliff Street in Buffalo while entering the ramp to the 190. The pole got lodged under his car, but he kept driving all the way to Orchard Park. Police were able to track the 39-year-old down at the 219. That's when the pole dislodged and slid across Abbott Road. Well, officers tell us Duggan kept driving, hit a curb near the Stadium Mobil gas station, and was caught by police. According to officials, his blood alcohol content was 0.13. He was released on bail to his mother and will return to court at a later date. An investigation is underway after a large barn went up in flames, killing many animals inside. It happened around 8:30 last night at this farm on Judge Road in Alabama. You can see just how massive the fire was. The Genesee County Sheriff's Office tells us when the Alabama Fire Department arrived, the barn was fully engulfed. We're told several horses were rescued, but other animals, including goats, sheep, and chickens, did not survive. No people were seriously injured. Right now, the cause is unknown, but deputies say they received a report of the fire being suspicious. Still to come on News 4 at 11, a historic monument is in the work at the Buffalo Naval Park. Why this is the first of its kind.
And another chilly day across western New York. Temperatures slow to rise the next couple of days. Let you know what the game will feel like tomorrow and what to expect for the week ahead. Coming up in your 411 forecast.
And we want to give you another live look at the scene of a hazmat situation at Main and Winspear in Buffalo at the Mobil gas station. Hazmat crews are monitoring an underground leak. News 4 at 11. We'll be right back.